Okay. Hello everyone. In the last session, we discussed about the queuing and waiting line analysis. We discussed the basic theory behind queuing and waiting line analysis. Now today I'll discuss some practical terminologies of queuing theories. That what are the basic practical terminologies which you all must be aware of, right? The first is arrival. Now arrival, I just briefed you a bit in the session as well, that arrival is the rate at which customers are coming to get or avail the services. So any service setup, the rate at which customers are coming, it is denoted by alpha, right? So if I talk about a bank, then what is the rate at which customers are visiting the bank? Now the rate, to know the average arrival rate, we must be aware of arrival rate or interval time between the arrival of two customers. Now this says that there can be two arrival rates, right? One is the arrival rate at which customers are coming, and the next is the average arrival rate. Means that if I talk about 1 hour, then what is the arrival rate of customers, average customers visiting my bank in one particular hour, right? So this you will able to get more clarity when we discuss the numerical. So here the question is that customers are arriving at every 5 minutes. Now this 5 minutes is the average, right? It can be 1 minute, it can be 2 minutes. Like in morning, if the bank is the customers, the walk-in of the customers would be very high. Then in the afternoon, the walk-in may decrease. But the average, if you calculate the average of the customers, let's say 100 customers are arrived, then 8 hours divided by 100 divided by 8 hours, right? So in that you will able to get a dedicated number. So this also suggests the same thing, that customers are arriving at every 5 minutes. So this is fixed here, 5 minutes, but it is an average calculation, right? So here the question which you receive is, calculate the average arrival rate when given time period is 1 hour. So each customer comes at every 5 minutes, then how many customers will be coming in one particular hour? So 5 minutes one customer is coming, then in 60 minutes how much customer will be arriving at my service setup? So I will be doing a cross multiplication. So here 60 into 1 divided by 5, right? So then what answer I get? 12. So here lambda will be 12. My arrival rate will be 12. Now instead of 1 hour I can also calculate 8 hours. That if I want to talk about 8 hours, that in my entire day, if my bank is operational, then each customer comes at 5 minutes. So for 5 minutes one customer is coming, then how many customers will be coming in 8 hours? So then I have to 8 into 60 I have to write, and I'm doing it more so to avoid all confusions, and then I will be doing a cross multiplication. So then the lambda which you will be getting will be the arrival rate of for 8 hours, right? Same as what we had for 1 hour, right? So this is how you calculate the arrival rate. Now the next thing is the servicing customers. Now average service rate. Now this tells us that what is the time required by the server or a service provider to give service to one particular customer. So the theory is that says that the definition says the rate at which customers are served by the service provider. So if you visit a bank to withdraw the cash, then the teller which is sitting at the window, that what is the rate it at the time it takes, that individual takes to deliver the cash to each individual, to each customer, right? So number of customers are served in a given time period means that if I talk about, once I know that to provide service to one customer is 5 minutes, then in 60 minutes as a bank employee I can give service to 12 customers, right? So this is how average service rate is been calculated, and it is been represented by mu, right? Mu. So to know the average service rate mu, we must be aware of time taken by server to give service to customer. So if I want to know the service rate, then I must be aware that how much time it is required to provide services to one customer. Once I'm aware of that, only after that I'll be able to understand or to able to calculate that if 100 customer comes, then this is the number of minimum time is required you will get more clarity when we solve a numerical, right? So the service provider takes 10 minutes to serve up one customer. So how much customers will be served in 8 hours, right? So in 10 minutes I am serving one customer. So how much in 8 hours? So 8 into 60, how much customers I am going to serve. So I will be doing a cross multiplication, right? So 8 into 60 into 1 divided by 10, right? So 480 divided by 10 goes, which is 48. Therefore mu is equals to 48. This tells me that I can serve 48 customers in 8 hours, right? This 8 hours can be changed to 1 hour as also, 2 hour also. If I give 1 hour, that how much customers are being served in 1 hour. So 10 minutes has been taken to serve one customer. Then how much customer will be served in 60 minutes? 1 hour means 60 minutes. I am doing a cross multiplication. So 60 into 1 divided by 10. So it will be 6 customers. So here my mu will be 6, right? So this is how this average service rate mu can be calculated, right? These are very simple. You just need to aware of that service rate is being known by mu. The arrival rate is represented by lambda, right? And the basic service rate must be, basic things you must be aware of, that how much time is required by a service provider to serve one particular customer. It is an average time, right? Like it might be possible that to serve one customer it may take 15 minutes, but to serve another customer it may take 6 minutes. But overall average, if I calculate, then you will get a particular number. Like here we get that average is 10 minutes, right? So average time taken by a service provider to provide service to one particular customer is 10 minutes, right? So this is how you calculate service. Now, very important, utilization rate. Utilization rate is represented by R, right? And it has been calculated by lambda by mu. Now you all are very much aware that lambda is equal to average arrival rate and mu is equals to average service rate. So this represents the average customers are arriving at a particular time, and this represents the average time taken by the service provider to provide service to one particular customer, right? So now this, what utilization rate helps me to know? The utilization rate helps me to understand that what is the time that which the system is sitting idle, what is the utilization of my particular service setup or of my particular system. So if my arrival rate of customers is 100 customers I can serve in a day, and my average service rate means the customer my service team can serve in particular 8 hours is 120. So let me calculate here that R is equals to lambda by mu, which means that 100 by 120. Therefore R is equals to 10 by 12, which is something related to 0.833, something like that. So I'll multiply this with 100, so I'll able to get the answer, which is 83.33%. Now this tells me that my system is active only at 83.33%, right? My utilization of my system or my service setup is 83%. Maximum it can reach to 100%, and if it is going beyond 100%, that means that my waiting time of a customer is increasing, right? So these are the three probabilities, that if my arrival rate is very high, then my service rate, that the rate at which I am providing services is very low compared to my arrival rate. A lot of customers are coming and I'm taking too much time to provide services, right? Then what will happen? My queue will be very high. I will have an infinite queue. My service provider will always be busy. The people who are providing the services or the machines which are providing the services to the customers, they all will be very, very, very busy, right? And the third thing is that my service system will fail because customers will not be satisfied. They will have to wait in a queue for a longer period of time, right? So my service system will eventually fail. This is the ideal state. Arrival rate is equals to average service rate. In this situation, customer will come and that individual will be served immediately. There will be no queue. Customers will not to stand in a queue, right? And the third will be service will be busy. So my service provider will be busy as they will receiving customer one after the other, but the customers will be highly satisfied because there is no need for them to wait in a queue, and the moment they get into the service setup they will be served, right? And then the situation where my arrival rate of the customer is very less than my average service rate. In this situation again there will be no queue and there will be lot of idle time in my server. So my service team or my machines which are providing services, they all will be sitting idly for more period of time rather than being utilized. The utilization rate of here will be least. Here the utilization rate will be 1 and here the utilization rate will be more than 1. So ideally this situation must be satisfied. The more idle time you get, you are incurring more and more losses. Okay. Now the third important thing which we are going to discuss is that probability of exactly n customers in the system. That what is the probability that there would be certain number of customers which will be in my system. So if I want to know that there are what is the probability that there are 5 customers in my system, or what is the probability that there will be at least 10 customers in my system. So if I want to understand in a better way, then let's just talk about a bank. That what is the probability that in a bank there will be 15 customers inside the bank who are at a time availing the service. What is the probability that there are 10 customers inside the bank availing the services, right? Then there is a dedicated formula. So first of all I will start with that there are no customers. So in that situation my n is 0. This is called ideal rate because there are not a single customer is into my system. So for probability of 0 customer, the formula is 1 minus r is equals to, right, 1 minus r is represented by, you all are aware, lambda by mu. So r is represented by lambda by upon mu. Okay, this is very simple, right? This is a simple formula, right? So if I say that what is the probability that there are 0 customers, then I know the arrival rate, I know the average service rate, and I'll deduct it from 1. I'll able to get the probability of 0 customer, right? Now what is the probability that there will be 1 customer? So probability of 1 customer, it is, the formula is r into probability of 0 customer, which it is this. So r into p, probability of 0 customers formula is 1 minus r. So as you are aware that r is represented by lambda by mu and 1 minus r is represented by 1 minus lambda by mu, right? So by keeping this replacing r by lambda by mu, because r is the utilization rate and utilization rate is lambda upon mu, right? So then the same thing for 2 customers. That if there are 2 customers, then this is going to be the formula. So there is no need for you to mug up every formula. This is the formula for n customers. You just have to replace n by the number of customers which you want to calculate. So r raised to n into p of 0. So lambda by mu raised to n into multiply by 1 minus lambda by mu, right? This is the dedicated formula to calculate n customers. So if a question comes that, so what is the probability that there are 10 customers, then you have to replace n by 10, right? And you will be getting lambda, you will be getting mu. You just have to replace n by 10. So you will get the answer. So this is how you can calculate the probability of exactly n particular customers in any dedicated system, right? So this is how you can calculate the number of customers which can be in your system and the probability. I need to highlight that we are talking about the probability, right? So what we have discussed till now, these are the basic terminologies and basic concepts which will help you to understand further concept of queuing theories, right? Now we are left with very less concepts of queuing theory, but these are the building blocks of to understand queuing theory. Okay, thank you all.